Are you tired or just unfulfilled?
Tired.
Do you feel appreciated or just needed?
Both.
Appreciate it. I said appreciate.
Okay. Are you communicating or just coexisting?
Communicating.
This is a late night show, right? So we unfiltered, but I said I'm working on myself. But I do want to have some grown folks talk in truth.
Okay. Let's do it.
The reality is some people are unhappy because their partners are terrible. Yo, what's good, family? Welcome to another episode of Late Night Traffic Report with your boy, Mr. Sincere.
And I'm Kay Callie.
And Big Mike.
Tonight's episode is about being tired but still showing up. Let me ask you something. Was there ever a time you just admitted to being tired? Not sleepy, not overworked, but I mean soul tired. You know, tired of being strong, not only for yourself, in most occasions, it's for everyone else, your surroundings. Being tired of being the dependable one, the one that shows up no matter what.
Yeah.
Tired of being the one that constantly is the glue of the family. Tired of carrying expectations. Nobody else ever asked if you want it. Let's talk about it tonight. Let's talk about the pressure of being the strong one, right? Because a lot of us have that role. Nobody asked us that we want it. No one took a vote. We didn't petition or put our name in a hat for it. It's just whatever the family dynamics are, you are that person. And tonight we're going to talk about the weight, the pain, and sometimes the trauma that being that leader of your family, being the head of your family, what that all encompasses. When I think about from a black man's perspective, Big Mike, when was the last time you felt safe saying, bro, I'm overwhelmed?
Oh, man. Mine, about 2 years. Matter of fact, about 2 years ago.
Okay.
I overwhelmed, tired, questioning, spiritually and just mentally, emotionally, just drained. I thank God for, my spouse, my wife, my helpmate. And it was going through, I'll be transparent, my prostate situation, man, just tired. Just burned out, just didn't know which way to turn or where to go, but it was so emotionally drained. And just because, man, I think it's different for us in this aspect as we are expected to be strong. And we expected to carry the weight of what's going on within us and what's going on around us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a unwritten rule that we're not supposed to complain. We're not supposed to say, I'm tired. We're not supposed to say, enough is enough. We're not supposed to say, when is somebody going to ask me, yes, sir, how you doing?
I ain't okay.
Wow.
You okay?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
So that's that unwritten rule for men that it gets tired. And then and unfortunately, you hear more now that so you hear young men and men committing suicide. It's just because they feel like, man, who do I tell and feel safe? I can't tell my boys because it will last your job.
Yeah.
So it's a hard thing, and that's why, as we all know, having the right people around, the right circle, the right energy around you, believing, in God, and just having that faith that, you can talk to somebody and not be put down.
So I like that. And we're going to get to you, Kay Callie, because we
Okay.
definitely want the black woman's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Because you all get overwhelmed as well. We
Yeah.
we acknowledge that, right?
We appreciate
But
that.
before we, pivot to the woman's perspective,
Okay.
no, I want to unpack it
Yeah, go ahead.
because you said a lot of powerful things, and you put a lot of things in context for me, or hopefully others who watch the show, Black Man. How did you feel when you got to that point? Did you have like a sense of relief once you said it out loud? Because throughout our journey to manhood,
Right.
we're taught that, men supposed to just really do two things, right? The PP, what I say, right? Provide and protect, right? And we're taught to be, strength is in silence, not speaking out, not saying anything. Hey, you work, you get up, you do your regiment, day in, day not, day out, excuse me. You come home. If you manage the money, you manage the money. If your wife manages money, you give her your check. That's not my philosophy, but you get what I'm saying. That's traditional,
Yes.
right? And you shut up
Mm-hmm.
because nobody gives a damn how you feel.
Right.
Nobody cares if you are right. You need to pay these bills. You need to provide protection
Mm-hmm.
and go along with your day. That's how it is, right? Not saying that we all know now that's definitely
Right.
not the way. That's unhealthy
Mhm.
Well, it's truly unhealthy.
in so many different ways, right?
Unhealthy.
But again, I think tying it back to how we are taught in our community from a leadership perspective, right? It's he's never breaking, never complaining, never voicing that, hey, I'm overwhelmed, I'm drowning in this thing called life. You know what I mean?
Never showing the effects of any pain.
Right.
It's the old cliche, when we fall off the bike, blood is all over. Boy, dust yourself
Get
off.
up, you all
back,
right?
you all
Keep
right, get back
pedaling.
on that bike.
Keep pedaling.
And to go back to your question, I felt like 1,000 pounds had been lifted off me. Once that relief is off you, because once you know you don't have to,
Yeah.
and it doesn't make you any less of a man.
Absolutely.
That's when the weight comes down. If you you express that, and you feel like that person makes you feel less than a man, that weight gets heavier. It doesn't get lighter; it gets heavier.
All you need is get on the market and shop for a new spouse.
Spouse, friend, whatever you have, because it happens.
Placement.
Yeah, and it happens to a lot of people where you're looked at, unfortunately, as the provider, but you're not looking at somebody that has feelings. You're not looked at upon as somebody that has pain and that hurts and like you say, drowning.
Yeah.
So we're coming to you.
Okay.
Coming to you now, actually. I just wanted to take a pause
Is my mic on?
before we transition.
Okay.
So
So I would just say, from the Black woman's perspective, when was the last time we felt, protected without feeling like we had to earn it first? For so many generations, especially the Black woman has been the backbone, of our families, raising kids, at work, for our partners. We do so much. And I think we don't always take the time, out for ourselves that we should, But I think really what I'm hearing too, because it's like, oh, well, we're tired too. And on the male side, like men's side, we're tired too. I think what we have to do is be there for each other and see each other, and see each other's roles and the value in the spaces that we show up in. I think if we do that for each other, that would make it, easier. And I think about when you gave the example, Big Mike, of, and I'm assuming you were talking about like being a little boy falling down. It's like, get back up, get back up. But if that was a little girl, you would run over and
Oh,
say,
Ran to a
"Oh."
rescue.
absolutely.
You know, but that instills that, like right there probably instills in boys that you got to be tough, you got to suck it up. But then as women, some women, I mean, everyone likes all different types of men, but you know, some complaints I hear about, you know, women complain about men is that they're not as sensitive or in touch with their feelings. But when men start to get too in touch with their feelings, what do
He-
you say?
He's a bitch ass nigga.
You better stop. Don't be crying.
You get on the jack with your girlfriends, and that's the topic of discussion. Excuse me, the entire night.
Behind your back.
Exactly.
You know this nigga over here still crying.
But we can't have it's both ways, and it's almost like society or whatever, we dictate like, okay, you can cry because, you know, someone passed away. You can cry because like we are dictating what's acceptable for the man to show his emotions, right? Like, okay, that reaches that, that place where you can cry, that place where you can show your emotion. But if it's not that, then you shouldn't. But that's not for us to say, especially if we want someone that is being true and authentic and showing up as themselves. We have to let people do that.
So let's unpack that a little bit. I think what you're saying, and a lot of times, you know, because this show, we're really coming from a place of marriage, right?
Mhm.
And unionship. So even if you're in a serious relationship and you're moving towards taking the next step, right, which should be marriage, right? I think what goes wrong is on our journey together, we never really talk about these things, right? And I think, and we talked about this on a previous episode. I think, you know, setting expectations.
Mhm.
And most times, at least these days, it seems like most people pick and choose what they want to be traditional on, right? So there's an expectation when you say speaking from a black male perspective, we get tired because we literally have the weight of the world on our shoulders, right? And I'm not trying to diminish with black women the plight and the challenges that you all face, because you all face similar,
Right.
not the same, but similar, right? But even with that, though, you know, we talk about this all the time. If I don't do what I'm supposed to do and we lose everything, nobody's ever going to blame my wife, right?
Doing that.
They're going to blame me. And, you know, they don't know the inner workings of our relationship. They don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So what I'm saying is there's this perception or the stereotype that, you know, again, really, men, you go to work, you contribute to the bills or you pay all the bills, whatever your situation is, and you shut up. And the expectation, on the other hand, for most people, not all, because that's not the situation that we have, but, you know, a lot of men expect, hey, I go to work, I bring my check home or deposit it in an account or whatever the case may be. I let you manage the money. My expectation of you is that you're going to manage the kids in the household, right? So what does that look like? That looks like if you got 1 kid or 8 kids,
Right.
you manage the kids. When I come home, I probably don't want to be bothered. I'm going to go into whatever little hole that I can carve out in the house and probably want to be far away from you all as a collective
Absolutely.
until it's happy time. You know what I mean?
Happy time.
Then, you know what I'm saying? I'm working. I'm being PG. Right?
I see.
2026, new
I
me,
see.
right? I'm trying to, even though it's the late night.
Happy.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think that's an expectation. And oftentimes now, I think it's a blurring of gender roles and expectation. And I think if you had those relationships that both partners come to the table equally and have conversations, how you feeling, what's going on with you, making time for one another outside of the kids, outside of the world, outside of the external things, right?
Right.
You need to constantly, and we talk about this all the time, and we tell some of our younger friends or mentees, if you will, you have to always make time for one another. And
Absolutely.
if I tell my wife is my best friend,
Mm-hmm.
and some of my boys look like when I said that, no, I meant it.
I'm the same
I
way.
mean, because she's my best friend. I can be as open as I want to be. Right now, she knows me better than anybody else. Anybody else, it's not even close. So it's about
No, I was going to say, ditto to that. When marriage, or if you're working towards it, that spouse should be your best friend.
absolutely.
And if they're not, you should be working at that, because that person should know you in and out.
Yeah.
Should be well, I didn't really know that about them. And you say, like, coming to the table, and my wife and I didn't really realize it till we were sitting down to the Valentine, and the couple said something that was very interesting, and we was doing it and didn't even realize it, where 50-50 sounds so good, but sometimes it's not going to be 50-50.
It's never going to be 50-50.
Sometimes it's going to be 50-50. Sometimes it's going to be 70-30. Sometimes it's going to be 80-20.
Yes.
And based on physical stamina, whether it's emotionally, mentally, it's
What you
going to be
had to
something.
give, everything's different.
You and your spouse have to get to a place to understand that if you're at 20 and I'm at 80, we good. Why?
Because we're a
To
team.
understand, and we're a team. And I like to use the analogy where you and your spouse are back to back. There's no dead space. Well, if you back to back and you are truly together, you have no dead space, because you see everything from Europe and she sees everything from there.
Covered.
So everything is covered.
Everything's covered.
And that's not 50-50. That could be 80-20, but we still covered. Yeah. Everything is covered.
Let's pivot to, it's still relatable, but let's go a layer deeper, right?
Okay.
So a lot of people, they misunderstand what success is, because a lot of people see external and things.
Yes.
Right. And they feel like that's success, not knowing that people could have all of these things, these items, these trinkets,
Correct,
that we all collect throughout the journey of our life, right? But they fail to see, success don't always feel like peace. You know what I mean? And how do I want to say it? Because I saw something recently online, and it was pretty interesting to me. I'm not going to, go verbatim with what was shared, but it's about going through life and you check off the boxes of life. And what I mean by that is, like, when you're young, they tell you, go to school, get your education, save a little bit of money, how to manage your bills, just play the game right.
Right.
Play the game right, right? So we did what we were supposed to do, right? Got the degrees, either have our own businesses or successful in the rat race, right? Corporate America. We worked all the overtime. We started families. We've picked up memberships in our community.
Okay.
We've kind of built our own coalitions, right? We got some certifications and some hyphens and acronyms behind it. We did all of that, right? All of what we supposed to have done. But why does more times than not, it don't feel like we expected it to feel? So you amass all these things, you play the game clean, you do everything that they say you're supposed to do, and you find out that it really doesn't fulfill you. Actually, it adds more burden onto your life, because a lot of that shit is easy to obtain and get.
Harder to keep.
But it's harder to keep.
It's
harder to maintain.
And you realize with success, and I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you.
With success, I think you hit something a key word, peace. I add joy into that and love. You see, a lot of people confuse success with it's going to bring people around me that love me. Not necessarily. It's going to bring more
Bring
people
the
around
wrong
you
people around you.
Mhm.
to use you.
Yeah.
It's not going to bring you, like you said, the peace, the love, the joy. And I always tell my kids, man, if money and success brought you all that, why do so many wealthy people commit suicide?
Yep.
Because it doesn't. It brings you things to mask the pain
Yeah.
that you're going through. And you can see a person that's living check to check, and you be like, man, they're so peaceful. They so loving. Why? Because they're content. They're not chasing society's meaning of success.
I think, to your point, I definitely want to get your perspective, but I think that, we're so focused outside looking in, right?
Mhm.
We're so focused on the public wins,
Mhm.
not taking account that person and privately is tormented,
Yeah.
Beating themselves.
and I want to kind of bring it like to a personal level, right?
Mhm.
And it may not be to the extent that, you want to, self-stamp your ticket out of here, right?
Mhm.
But I think like people that we know, people that we have relationships with, I think we have to do a better job of really calling and checking in
Connection.
and saying, hey, how are you really doing? And
Yeah.
we talked about this, and this is probably going to be like a reoccurring thing, because I think like when you just said it, it's so many people, especially in our community.
Yes.
Like, no disrespect, and typically we're not a people that do that on that massive scale. But now you see these young brothers; these are babies, and I say babies because they're younger than my oldest son.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm talking 18, 19,
Yeah.
13, 14.
And that's scary.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
scary.
And I think it's because a lot of the pressures, right, from social media, you know, everything's instantaneous.
Mhm.
You got to have
Yeah.
this. Everybody's winning. We talked about this all the time.
Mhm.
But I think that we have to do a better job of really educating and staying involved and engaged. And I know it's a real hard challenge, right? Because we have a younger son, and he has a very blessed life, right? And
Mhm.
much different than my life, even
What they would
much
call
different.
soft life.
Yeah, he's a certified self-appointed house cat. You know what I mean? He don't believe in doing all the stuff that we were forced to do. And the point that I'm trying to make is, though, I think that in our community, and especially in your household, it's nothing wrong with providing things,
Right.
but you gotta really instill in them to let them understand the value of earning things, and that money don't grow on trees like our parents used to tell us. So it's like I think a lot of us, if you didn't come from anything, well, you came from very little, you overcompensate.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Give them what you did.
And you give them everything here, but sometimes we overcompensate to the point that we become overwhelmed.
Mhm.
Because again, nobody's asking, are you okay with financially?
Mhm.
They just see things, right? Even internally, right? Your wife might ask you, hey, how you pay it? She just expected to be paid. You know what I mean? So I think that, it's twofold. Like, how do you is a black man, right? Or as a black woman, how do you put mechanisms or controls in place internally to keep you sane from not getting swallowed up by the madness?
That's a good question. I think you have to. I'll go back to something that I wanted to say when your earlier comment. I think when you say you like amass all these things, you get the house, you get this, you get that, you have all these things, then you're still not happy. I think, and it probably has to start at a much younger age. We gotta know our purpose, because what we're doing is we're chasing all these things where we're not chasing what we should
right
be
things.
and our
Yeah.
purpose. And I think we, especially as young people, you go off and you're like, okay, Got to get, get a degree, get this, got to get a husband, get a wife. For men, maybe it might be more material things first before you can then attract the women. Well, however that goes. But then you get all that and then you're still not happy, because I think you have to first find yourself, your purpose, what brings you peace or joy, or what you were put on this earth to do. And I think as long as you know that will help kind of guide you through everything else in life. And I think we have to do, to your point about our children that are, finding their ways in these difficult situations and schools and social media and all of that. I think that's where we have to start guiding our children to know their purpose a lot earlier. I mean, they may not figure it out. I mean, you're not going to be 18 and know your purpose. I know that. But give them the tool bag, or let them know that that's where they should be going, and always be there to support them, or surrounding themselves around, the community, the mentors to help them get there.
Go ahead.
No, I was just, I like what you said, and I'm going to readjust it.
Okay.
We it's great, but we out of alignment.
Yeah.
We get all the things, then we try to find the purpose.
Right. Exactly.
And when you get all the things now, trying to find the purpose is hard, because you're like, I have all the things. But if you haven't identified your purpose, now the things make you instead of you making the things. So you made the things identify you instead of, when you find your purpose, those things don't identify you. You're comfortable with you. You know who you are.
All right. So look, I love where we're going with the conversation.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
But we're going to bring it back full circle, right? We're going to bring it back. No, because I like the way the conversation is forming, right? Or how we frame the conversation, because I think now, to kind of tie it back and to get back to what we were talking about, I like what both of you are saying, right? Because if you don't get taught that as a kid, as a child, then you would enter adulthood with those same tendencies.
Yeah.
Right? With that blurred vision, with those horrible behaviors.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And if I can, I really want to just move into just having what I'm going to call is relationship reality talk.
Okay.
Right?
Let's do it.
Because when you miss that as a child, right, you then grow up with these bad behaviors.
Correct.
These
Absolutely.
Perspectives, right, that are detrimental to a successful relationship.
Okay.
So it's a late night show, right? So we unfiltered, but I said I'm working on myself this year. So, but I do want to have some grown folks talk in truth.
Okay. Let's do it.
The reality is, some people are unhappy because their partners are terrible. No, hear me out.
No, I'm listening.
No. We just talked about, if you're a child and you don't get taught these lessons, right? We all are products of our environment. If you don't get taught these lessons, right? And you take those same toxic behaviors into marriage, into adulthood, right? You don't communicate, right?
I know where you're going.
You don't communicate. There's ego. You probably don't know how to manage money, along with a host of other things. And there are a lot of people out there who are not happy, who's overwhelmed because of their own doing, right? If you are taught that, hey, or if you're not taught that, when do you say enough is enough? I don't need to accumulate anything else, right? All these are material things.
Right.
Right? Because it's with both of you guys said. I'm just kind of reframing, right? If you're taught that, I'm defined by the material things.
Yes.
My collection of things that I have, right, then it's never enough.
Never know.
Because if you get one thing, right, you got to get more.
Absolutely.
If you make, I'm just gonna throw it out there. If you make 150,000, then I got to make 250.
Yes.
Then I got to make 450.
Yes.
Then I got to make 750.
Yes.
Right? If you got a 2,700 square foot house, and it's just you and your spouse, that's too small. I got to get a 5,000 square foot house. Right? So what I'm saying is sometimes when you're not taught to know it's in you, not on you or around you, if you taught that you're him or her way before any of the other stuff, the additional add-ons that you do, because money, right, status, all those things should complement who you are,
Right.
not define who you are.
Right.
So how do you work in a relationship when somebody doesn't communicate, when somebody's chasing a status, when someone's self-inflicting trauma into your household? And that's why I said, if we want to tell the truth, a lot of people are unhappy because they chose the wrong partner. I think a lot of people, and I know the R word offends some people, but I'm going to say it. I think a lot of people, when you get into a situation when it's not really crystal clear, and you don't communicate, and you don't have the tough conversation, at some point you're thinking in your head, when can I take this somebody else grown kid and drop them back off at their mama's or daddy's house? If we having a real conversation, I think people have that thought. Hell, we know some people that think that way. Y'all speechless. Huh?
I think
Yeah, the R word.
you can go first if you want.
And I kind of knew where you was going. For as that portion, and it's just you get into it and you feel like, dang, I got to raise this person because
their mom and daddy
didn't do it. And I think was that K. Michelle had a song, "How Do You Raise a Man" or something like that. They remind me of that when you were saying it. It's just you get into it and you're like, man, this sucker, whether it's male or female, immature. We have children now. I got to raise you too. It makes it hard. It makes it a difficult place to be because I'm gonna say most people don't want to separate or give up on a person.
Yeah.
But it's gonna take extra work because now you have to get to that place where you're talking to you, but it's almost like I'm talking at you.
Yeah.
Because now I got to almost discipline you. And now that other person gets offended.
Yes.
I don't need a mom. Yes, you do. I don't need a daddy. Yes, you do. But it's not a negative, but you got to get to that person to get to look at the mirror, the man or the person in the mirror and say, you know what?
Yeah.
What you're saying is not hurtful. It's truthful.
Yeah.
Well, I think that guys, and I definitely want you to give your perspective. I think guys, for the most part, like once we commit, we commit. It can be a whole lot of shit that we don't like, but most men, we're going to say, hey, this is kind of what I signed up for, even if it's not what you kind of signed up for. So I think men are taught to suppress emotions and feelings. I think women are taught to endure. And then I think either one side is taught to repair or neither side is taught to repair, which causes conflict, which causes stress, which causes unhappiness.
Yeah.
And I think before you get started, I just want one rhetorical. I think in the older days, what you said is true. In today's time, society and social media has made it like, hey,
we're going to go there. We're going to go there.
It's like everybody
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think the only thing I would just add, I think I agree with the endure and suppress for men and endure for women. I think you see that in relationship where women stick around in relationships longer than they should, because we're taught that if we give more, if we do more, if I just do a little bit more, maybe I'll get this from him. But also what you said as far as being with finding out that you're in a relationship with the wrong person, the wrong spouse, someone who hasn't been fully raised. I think we got to start taking, but that responsibility is still on us. We got to take the accountability, like we've talked about so much in other shows.
It's a choice you made.
It's the choice we made, but I think we got to start making more informed decisions. I think especially when you're younger, it's easy to do. You make more emotional or physical or with your eyes decisions. I think we have to, and I hate to keep going back to this, but it really is true. It starts in the home. It starts with, like, when we're raising our kids, we're really preparing them. And it's hard, you can teach kids, but it's still up to them what they do at the end of the day, to be honest. But we have to start teaching them, building in them those life skills of how they're going to connect, relate, pick people, and the relationships, not even just romantic relationships, but even friendships. Because those can be just as, especially for children or, teenagers and stuff, that can be just as detrimental, the relationships and the community that they keep. I think we have to start at such a young age and kind of, within reason, kind of grow and build what we're teaching, our kids. So when they get out there in the world, they have that, even if they don't listen to us when they're growing up, that they still have that instilled in them, that they know how to, and discernment, I think, is key. I think, women have that intuition. I think we got to use it more.
Yeah, I think it's hard as adults to try to use tools that you never seen modeled before.
That is true.
And before we, move to the next segment, for the record, I think there's more women that probably want to take their mentally challenged husbands and drop them back off at their mama's house than it is.
I can echo. Yeah, I mean, not echo in that way, but I agree.
I was going to say, take me to my mama's house. I'm ready to go.
I don't mean that's not
Do
what
me
I
a
mean.
favor.
But I know I didn't know what you were gonna say, so I didn't know if I could. No, I agree. It's definitely more women.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'm not one of them.
I agree.
I am not.
Take me back. Drop me off at Doris.
Drop
me off at Doris.
We're on the Truth for Show, so I'm gonna be truth. Yeah. We're on the Truth for Show. I got two things. The first was transparency. Heck, I've been divorced, and they probably they should have dropped me back. Not they wanted to. They should have dropped me back. So with that one, the second one is with the teaching our kids. Teaching our kids is very important, and when we teach our kids, one of my opinion, the first thing it's what you invest in, and what you invest in first and foremost is yourself. Not these things, stocks and bonds, because even if you get it, if you haven't invested in yourself, you don't know what to do with it.
Yep.
So invest in your mind, invest in yourself, and teaching kids it's all right to be alone. That journey, if you're on a righteous journey, that journey gonna be lonely anyway. Teaching them to be all right with themselves. Yeah. If you don't have 1,000 friends, if you only got one good friend, just teach them be all right with yourself. Because you're gonna be lonely if you're trying to live righteous. It's gonna be a lonely walk.
And that gets them comfortable for what's to come.
Yes.
Right? Because if they, they're in school, they're high school, they have all these friends around them, or whatever. They go to college, that could be a whole new world. Or they go start, or even if they don't go to college, go on to the job. Yes. They might not have any friends at work, but that's okay. That's okay.
I think that's a perfect segue, right? Because I think the problem now is we live in a comparison culture.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right? And the culture that we find ourselves in now, it's killing being content.
Yeah.
Right? And being content, it's not a negative thing.
Negative, not at all.
You know what I mean? It's really to the point of understanding when I have enough. You know what I mean? and we talk about this in our social circles. I know that me and my groups, we talk about it, and we can see it, right? And one of the things we always say, your definition of success is not going to be somebody else's definition of success.
Yeah.
Like, I have a brother, a close friend of mine, that he's very, very content. I'm not saying he doesn't want anything because he's an established man,
Right.
but he don't give a shit about fancy cars and clothes and all the shit that some of me and my other friends. He doesn't try to be the most stylish. He doesn't try to do that. He has his military retirement. He works. He's gonna get another retirement. So he's fine. Like, he's never been incentivized of chasing money.
Right.
He's never been, like, a goal of his is not making $250,000, $500,000 a year. He don't give a shit about that. And, when you're around people that understand that, your race is your race and my race is my race.
Absolutely.
And, it's different obstacles. There's different finish lines for all of us, right? So I think that, again, I would like to say, in a perfect world, I would say that nobody's 40 and above is in this comparison culture. But the reality is, it's from 14 to 60. It's still some old 60-year-olds trying to compete, men and women, right? So think about it from this perspective. I think this is one of the biggest challenges for the younger generation, right? You're 32 years old, right? You feel like you should own more, right? At least that's how they feel, right?
Right.
You get 40 years old, you feel like you should be further in your life, career, family, whatever. And then you get to 50, and you're regretting. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. If I did this, if I did that, I wish I could have did that. Meanwhile, social media, man, they show 12-year-old millionaires.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? They show 12-year-old millionaires, man. You know what I'm saying?
From a lemonade stand.
You know what I'm saying?
They're getting it.
You see all these highlight reels.
Right.
Everybody else getting
Everybody
to the
rich.
chicken but you. But you. You know what I mean?
You see social media.
You see these elaborate vacations. Everybody's in Fiji, Turtle Island. You know what I mean?
98% of
Dubai is cheap compared to Turtle Island, for those that don't know. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's doing, $100,000 vacations and everything. You know what I mean? You have these grand weddings when both the bride and the groom are getting, teleported from one state to the next and dropping out the ceiling and flying off in helicopters.
The men are walking down the aisle.
I mean, it's wild. Then you have every time you scroll up or down or left or right, you have some investment guru, financial specialist telling you the secrets. And let's just be honest, nobody posts anxiety. Because you think about it, if you did a test, just be on your phone. I mean, most of us, we don't got time to do that shit. But if you pitch yourself in the younger generation, that's all they got to do.
That's all they got.
2 hours, 3 hours, 7 hours, 10 hours sometimes of nothing but flicking up. Everybody is winning. Everybody's doing their thing. Do you imagine how much fucking anxiety that puts on someone? And if they're doing this from their mom's house, in their little room or in a basement or wherever they may be, or maybe they might have their own spot. They may just have a studio apartment. And you just went around the entire fucking world in an hour, 2 hours. Everybody have these mansions or barndominiums and, 18,000 square feet, 20,000 square feet, eight car garage, 2 boats, all this shit. Do you really understand, like, why society is so unhinged now? So medicated. It's really to a point that reality is being blurred now. It's gonna get to a point that you can't tell the difference.
Well, no.
Yeah, it's close to that now.
It's
very
close. It's very close to that now, and And like you say, you're strolling, and at some point you got to change your algorithm because
Yes.
you're strolling things that's not
hard.
helping.
That's hard to
That's
do
hard
for them,
to-
man.
And
That's hard
why
to
I
do
say,
for them.
At a certain point, you're gonna have to look at yourself in the mirror
Yeah.
and change what you're looking at to influence, hopefully, changing you.
What you
Because
want.
what you're watching, if you're doing all that and you're not hustling, you're eating them wish sandwiches.
Yeah, you left
Because
behind.
because you have to get out there and hustle. And, one of the things, and, again, I'm going to use a lot when we talk to our kids, and you hit the ages, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, and you're looking back. And I always tell them, don't wait till you get to 30, 40, or 50 and say, oh, I need to get a part-time job. Or I need to get some additional income or get another stream of income. Do it while you're young. Start building that work ethic and hustle in you. Because when you get 30, 40, and 50, you ain't trying to work no second job unless you really have to. Definitely when you get to 50.
Yeah.
Shit, you can't because you're going to be phased out.
Right. Your body's not going to recoup.
I didn't realize it that
Yeah.
our age right now, we consider protective class. Yeah, you in that class too. I'm like, fuck, I ain't know.
But hold on.
But yes, I am when you think about it.
Well, it adds extra protection.
We all know we all in leadership positions.
Yeah,
So old motherfucker, I get
yeah, you too old, man.
too
Gotta-
old.
Need some time off,
He,
go to the doctor.
he got too many doctor's appointments.
Go to the doctor.
You know what I'm saying? No.
Got
Because we gotta go get all our checkups.
to go check on the kid, the
'Cause
grandkids,
you know
or this kid, the that
Them
kid.
older, they know how to work it, man.
Yeah, man.
Man, hit you with all type of, special type of leave, and
Mhm.
yeah. But anyway, let's stay let's stay on topic.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just go through. Let's talk about the truth about having it together, what it looks like, what it really looks like. Because the truth is, nobody has it all the way together.
What is that answer?
Nobody has it all the way together, right? I think those who can manage it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Those who have mastered the art of masking it
Yeah.
in public,
Mhm.
right? And then those who have mastered the art of moving it.
Mhm.
Okay.
But when it really comes down to it, it's a daily struggle.
Absolutely.
It's a daily fight.
Yeah.
I think it really comes back full circle to all the things that we talked about.
Absolutely.
Knowing who you are, knowing when to say, I'm full, enough is enough. Knowing and defining what success looks like for you. Right?
Yeah.
And you can be competitive, right? But don't let it overwhelm you. Right? Because I hear it all the time. I mean, so many people said, even, I used to say this when I was younger, I'm only competing against myself. The reality is you're not. We all are competing. Regardless if you are aware of it or not, we all compete. When you if you're in corporate America,
Well, and
or if you have your own business,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter. We all compete. But you can't let it consume you.
Mhm.
why do you think that mindset, though, when you say you're only competing against yourself, do you think that is, because I think in some ways that mindset is healthy, though. But I think that awareness still has to be there, like you said, like especially if you're in corporate America, you're not competing really against yourself.
You can think that.
You can think that,
but it's
but
$100 mother,
Mhm.
200, 5,000, however big that corporation is, that have performance evaluation. If you're at the
Exactly.
same level or in leadership or low or whatever,
Right.
you're
it's a
getting
competition.
Now where?
it's
Yeah,
competition.
it's always competition. It's always going to be competition. Because I use it. I'm only competing. I wake up in the morning, I compete against myself.
That
to
shit
get-
sound good.
to get better. And that's why I use mine, for me to get better.
Yeah.
Because I can't look at what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I said, I'm saying it to stay focused on Mike.
Yeah.
You get better. As you get better, things around you going to get better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why I want to compete against myself, because when you competing against others, you drift from here
You
to
distracted.
comparison.
You're too distracted.
So now I'm trying to do what you do,
Yeah.
and I can't do everything you do.
You should
So-
want to. Yeah.
Competing against yourself keeps you in that lane to say, you get better. Look at what you're doing. Increase what you're doing. What's your weaknesses? Get them strong. Whatever you're doing strong, get that stronger. And it just keeps you from comparing, like you say, strolling and comparing.
I always say, I used to use that. It's like my wake up mantra. I ain't competing against nobody. Niggas can't see me. I'm him. All those self affirmation things. And I still have my own little routine that I do every morning, but I've kind of refined it a little bit, right? I just say,
What do you say?
So,
I'm running my race.
yep.
Okay.
That's all I say.
But you know what you're saying?
This is sincere.
Same thing.
Same thing.
I said,
He
said,
did say he refined.
Yeah,
it.
I'm saying-
refund.
but what I'm saying is, you're running your own race.
Yeah.
I'm running my race. I'm not worried about what the fuck nobody else is doing.
Yeah.
I'm running my race. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You stand in your lane. But what you're staying in your own lane means you're watching. You're like a racehorse with blinders. I'm just running my race, and I'm not looking to the left or right, because that can take me off
Yeah, what I'm doing.
track and what
It-
I'm doing.
Just like when you look at like the Olympic runners, right?
Stay in your lane.
They don't be looking around.
Mm-mm.
Well, Shakira, she did, but
They
Most
look at
of-
the Jumbotron now.
most of them don't be looking around. When they running, they straight. They running. You know what I mean? All right, let's roll into our rapid fire
Okay.
section. Moment. I like this. Since we got a lot of good feedback last time. All right, remember these are to be answered honestly
And
quickly.
and quick.
and quickly.
You know, we got Beto for that. Quick.
Yes. Are you tired or just unfulfilled?
Tired.
Do you feel appreciated or just needed?
Both.
Appreciate it. I say appreciate
Okay. Are you communicating or just coexisting?
Communicating.
Very good. When was the last time you rested without guilt?
it. Oh,
Long time.
I'm going to say a long time. I know they wouldn't rap it. It was a tough one.
Do you know what actually makes you happy outside of your responsibilities?
Yes.
I do.
Are you building a life or just surviving one?
Building.
Building.
All right, very good. Very good. What I say, and as we wrap the show up, maybe the goal isn't to be unbreakable, right? Because life has its up and down, peaks and valleys. But you got to be honest about the pressure. You got to be honest about being fearful,
Mm-hmm.
right? You got to be honest about desire to be loved without performing. Because you said something earlier, about earning it.
Mm-hmm.
Men, it's not my situation, but I'm just saying, I think men often, they equate, being able to bring money in, right? Or only bring money in sometimes, right? That they bring money in, that's all required of them. But then also, I think privately, a lot of men have those conversations and say, hey, if I didn't do all these things, would I still be loved?
Mm-hmm.
Would I still be welcomed in this house? I think that's a conversation that men would like to have, right? So what I say is, black men, black women, we don't have to stop showing up, but it's okay to take a time out for yourself.
Right.
Me time is important.
Very much so.
And you should always request that the showing up is reciprocated. That the showing up is reciprocated, that the grace is reciprocated, that the conversation, that you can come into a safe space in your relationship and say, I'm overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired.
Yes.
Without being judged. without being looked down upon or looked at as less than. You have the right, especially if you're in a marriage, especially if you're in a committed relationship and you're moving towards marriage. Those are the foundational things from a relationship that you absolutely have to have. So I would say, strength is not about pretending that you're not tired. Strength is about openly saying, I need to rest. That's the show tonight.
That was powerful.
That was good. I mean, everything everybody said was strong, and I think at the end, perfect. Stop trying to find that perfect person.
Be that.
Or be that
Yeah,
person.
more so. Be it first. Stop trying to be a perfect person.
And think of your life as 4 seasons: winter, fall, spring, summer. And every season, you do something different for your strength. So in every season, get your life in 4 seasons. Figure out when it's time to aerate and oversee. When it's time to cut the grass. When it's time to do things to strengthen your life.
Growth.
So,
Yeah.
break it up in 4 seasons. When it's dormant, what are you doing?
I like that.
Final word?
I don't know if I can top that. But I would just, I guess, echo what I said earlier about finding your purpose. Finding your purpose, I think, is key in what that looks like. 'Cause life is a journey, and life is short too. So you don't want to. You say 4 seasons, you only got 4. Right? What season are you in? Right.
That's good. You did top it right.
Right, but that's tonight's episode. As always, stay sturdy, choose wisely. We'll catch you in traffic. Hey.